Alright, welcome back here to Conarium. Last time we left off, we thought this was all a dream. Weren't sure what this was. Came back to the mansion for the second time here and see what all we can discover. Dr. Faust's journal entry number 1. Having heightened my knowledge of the arcane arts, I find myself contemplating the subject of universals. Whether definitions exist in the nature of things or in mere conceptions, illusory and perhaps a sheer product of human language, our means of receiving impressions are absurdly few, and our notions of surrounding objects infinitely narrow. We see things only as we are constructed to see them, and can gain no idea of their absolute nature. So what lies beyond the woven limits of the flesh we've been trapped in, and is it really possible to pass beyond it at least once? What do we know of the world and the universe around us? For the last 10 years of my rough life, I've lived with the undulating echoes of those scorching questions that have rendered me a ghost amongst the flocks. But yesterday I finally got some answers. During the last session, Frank and I managed to get the printer to work, and even though the results are blurry, we have the first empirical proof of what we saw out there. Intriguing. Darkness Within, Pursuit of Lothnolder. A very popular mystery novel in which the protagonist discovers some dark secrets that have come to haunt him from the hidden depths of his own lineage. Excellent timing with that thunder, by the way. Excellent.
We need to be cautious, not to let anyone else see this grand collection. It could be extremely dangerous for both of us.
I think that's a reference to the Hound. It's another one of Lovecraft's stories. It's a little bit shorter one, but nonetheless, it's there.
Deliberately preserved heads from Mesopotamia.
Oh. I mean, I figured all these were there. I didn't expect it just to cut that off, but oh well. Now I know. So look at the heads, man, that's all. 13, 14, 15.
A stuffed subadult Nile crocodile, one of the oldest creatures still living on the face of the earth.
See, that one it didn't even let me move, so I couldn't screw it up.
A medicine man mask from Northwest Africa. A sacrifice ritual mask from Middle Africa.
Anything else in here? A small-scale globe from China. And this house is a wreck. Some sort of weird crowbar. Yep, crowbar.
Looks like a preparation for a long trip.
Perchance it's one to Antarctica.
This relic is from Madagascar. I have two versions, but this one is extremely rare. It is called Hanaldi. Nobody knows exactly what it means, but from its symbolic depiction of a dark sphere inside a light one, it is thought that it could mean the underworld. I had it brought by an old captain friend who often visits that island for trading purposes.
This thunder is coming in at the right time. Like, as soon as it says the underworld, spooky clash of thunder. I think that's probably the rare one, because it's way more menacing than the other, but
This is exactly the same room I've been in one of my visions.
yeah. It's like Dr. Faust's study. Calendar, some sort. 1st, 6th, and the 13th. Those are all those good old things we've already seen.
According to legend, this very djembe belonged to a learned drummer from Senegal who can speak with the dead by rhythmically beating it. A native drum from the Asmat people of New Guinea. Their creation myth says Phumerapits made the first carvings of men and women. By beating on this drum, Phumerapits caused the figures to dance, bringing them to life.
It's probably where they got the... I hope I can take this penguin. It's probably where they got the idea for, From Dust. It's an old game, but it's essentially the whole thing. You beat a drum and make these people do stuff. Figurine of an emperor penguin, a creature native to Antarctica. Yay! Got the penguin. I'm just ransacking Dr. Faust's wares. That's terrifying to look at every day in your study. A letter addressed to Dr. Faust about necromantic means of data inquiry. Old friend, what you've told me about the shared nature of the experience that Conarium provides made me think about necromantic means of data inquiry. I am sure you'll remember what I told you about why certain corpses never decay, but rest firm and fat in their tombs for 1,000 years. I believe, with some help from a certain acquaintance, I can provide you with such specimens. This would be beneficial for both of us, I believe. Eagerly awaiting your answer, H. Warren. Yeah, this whole thing is just resemblant of what happened in The Hound. Because they had a house, it was all crazy, had all these ridiculous things that they had taken from people's corpses.
Mask of an all-powerful moon goddess, esteemed by an eastern island tribe, now lost in time. It is from the private collection of the late famous hermit, Klaus von Herdeth. Don't ask me how I get it. I have my ways.
Leave you to it.
Elusive mask from the submerged parts of Kerguelen Islands. A cryptic mask with an untraced origin.
Certainly it can't be from the Mountains of Madness.
This is called the Mask of the Beholder. Skulls from New Guinea that are believed to be housing protective spirits.
I don't know why that one's so bright and the one that's painted white wasn't that bad.
I need a phonograph cylinder.
The place buried under the sands in the Arabian desert. Dear E.W. Ross, how can we comprehend exactly how much time has passed since the erection of the earliest ziggurats of the Sumeria? What can we now know about the time-worn Sphinx still standing on the Giza Plateau? They only justify the sheer ignorance of mankind by forcefully making us admit our instantaneous vibrations in the vast cosmos are but an illusion. Today I want to inform you about something that is equally as interesting as such edifices. That's something, I presume, you will have a hard time believing. I have finally acquired some information regarding the fabled cities of Rub al-Khali, which are said to have been built in the undreamt age of certain wonders and rumored to have been intentionally submerged beneath the eternally shifting sands thousands of years ago. There is even more to the story. According to a reliable source, there should be depictions or information about the locations of ancient Conariums buried within those halls. Within a few weeks, you'll receive a book containing the locations of those cities, and a map predating all maps known today, directly copied from the antediluvian originals. I am sure you're excited beyond imagination and eager to discuss these findings in detail, but that will have to wait a while, since I will be away for some time visiting the oriental wonders of the old world. I'm sure you know what I mean. Hope to see you soon. Harley Warren. It's like that round Conarium device, and yeah, it's a blueprint for what's on my wrist. It's not a thing.
It sounded like the floor is hollow back there.
It's kind of popped open. Interesting. Here's the phonograph cylinder I was looking for.
Woodland Lizard Spirit Mask. A serpentine ritual mask from India, which is said to have hypnotic effects on the one who deeply gazes into its eyes.
Well, let's not do that, because we're already having enough trouble with our mind right now as it is.
When using Conarium, we are able to be seen as well as to see. For some time, I was detecting a conscious something, previously unseen by my rudimentary vestiges. Only lately, it becomes clear to me. Now it comes into every session and seems to materialize more and more each time. I won't attempt describing it, but only would say that it's not benevolent. From what I can get from its glowing semblance, which I believe is used as a way of communication, it can sense you, only if you spend a considerable time within the sessions. I've read about it in the cursed Necronomicon and some elusive records compiled from deep-rooted Bedouin oral literature. Thus learned that it tries reaching the corporeal vessel to dominate and execute the wanderers of the beyond, such as ourselves. But again, against all warnings, I was a fool to believe that I can stop it with just simple signs and incantations.
Well, how could you?
As a resort, we ended up lighting up the place with myriads of candles as well as electrical lamps, but still shiver with fear with every noise our rundown enclave is causing, isolated from ancient darkness of the night.
Interesting. No, this was a thing.
Looks like something's missing here.
Come back to this.
Locked.
I think aside from... Okay. Don't know what that was about, but that was certainly a loud bang. Don't see that. But what I was going to say before I was rudely interrupted by the walls is that it seems like, aside from pointing out that the stonework appears weak, he likes to say when doors are locked. Seems to be his thing. Dr. Faust's Journal Entry 3. Lying outside the known space-time continuum, this is a dimension to which the gate is knowledge and the key is the Conarium. As we start to shed our fleshly bindings, we start to perceive more and more. If we inquire by merely knowing and thinking on any subject matter, Windows to related time and space open up before our non-material selves, our minds. And what's better, we've grasped that the experiences in the sessions are shared and even improved by all of the attendees' personal knowledge. Even thinking about the possibilities that may bestow upon us in our quest for transcending the limits of our mortal bodies is about to make me crazy. But sometimes I wonder what has been keeping our sanity intact inside of this forbidden place. Behind our thick walls of the pitch darkness surrounding us, there is something looming, whispering in my ears, in a language familiar, yet I cannot discern its content. Okay. Got a bunch of different symbols here. It's like a... I'm honestly not sure what that is. Possibly an eye. Alright. So let's see. Must be here. We're just talking about the items. That's probably what the calendars were, because since this is turning into more of a puzzle game than anything else. It was... yeah, so it was about the moon goddess. And then... I think I've got this now. Oh, what was it? See, I was just off the calendar. I was in Dr. Faust's office, that's all that's going on about. Look, another cylinder. Looky there. Another player.
In archaic myths, lurking in shunned and forbidden volumes, I've been able to trace some parts, speaking about a device of non-terrestrial origin that is capable of much more than I could ever imagine. Ancient Conariums, I will call them. Machines which are said to have been built long before mankind ever tread on this planet. The very source of the design I've used to make my own version of the machine.
Where's the Conarium source? That's all I can think. It's really hard for me not to just bust up. Well, hello there. Ugh. Highly ornamental wooden mask that clearly depicts a cephalopod creature. Just looking at it gives me the shivers. Well, I can understand that. But it makes sense since Cthulhu has a squid face.
Under my weight.
Yeah, I would hope not. That would be a real tragedy, but hey. We unexpectedly died from the mummy things in the catacomb, so I mean, what's to say we won't just fall off this ladder and die? But this is really starting to make me think about the level in Metal Gear Solid 3 where you just had to go up that ladder, and it was literally for like 2.5 minutes because it was just playing a song in the background, and that's all it was about. But hopefully it's not. Didn't look that long, but then again I couldn't see the bottom. Cool. And we're there. Oh, here comes another migraine. Hello, mysterious looking mummified corpse. Is this the OG Conarium over here? Look at that. Found a key. Yeah. The token for SeaWorld. And, looks like that star map, only moved around a bit. Voila, other player. How nice of them.
It is said that ancient Conariums have the ability to transfer one's mind outside, through the endless vacuum, into other receiving Conariums. Just think about the possibility of shedding off the earthbound mortal coil to reach to the stars and yonder, as a free agent to see the grand scheme above and beyond the third dimension. Being able to contemplate vistas and sense things you could never ever dream of, with the help of the bodily sensations. Finally, we shall overleap time, space, and dimensions, and without bodily motion peer to the bottom of creation. Yes, I know how this sounds to you. This is incomprehensible even for someone like me who spent almost a lifetime on such arcane topics. It is just sad to see. The knowledge has been out there all the time, forevermore, and we failed to read between the lines.
Well, that's how it goes, man. So I guess this is what they printed out. Got the elder thing shape up there. The sign, some pentagrams. Keep a guy on the side. What I guess is either flowers or mountains there on the bottom. And the very rudimentary printer.
I remember this place, and what we achieved here. Violating the laws of nature with the help of those dead bodies brought here secretly from only God knows where.
Bahamas.
Forcing them to cooperate by the means of the cursed necromancy, and dreaming their dreams in those profane sessions to learn forbidden knowledge. Now I can distinctly see how pure madness once roamed here, within our own shoes.
No, it's all the same. All the same setup. Got your speakers. All sorts of good stuff. Let's see.
It's stuck.
So there, yeah. That's not creepy at all. Okay. Oh, hello. The ancient pizza. Okay, I thought that we had just crashed. Oh, you can't take his pizza.
I knew it. All those years of extensive research have not been in vain. Here it is, lying dormant and standing still beneath the eternally shifting sands of Rub al Khali for who knows how many millennia.
Cool. So we made it here to Rub al Khali, out of that very rickety and awkward paste mansion. But since we're finally down here, I think this is where I'm going to go ahead and leave this video off, because it's been going for a bit. Quite a while, to be completely honest. But yeah, so if you like this video, go ahead and leave it a like. Greatly appreciate it. Comments, concerns, anything like that. And most importantly, I hope that next time that maybe we get a little bit more answers as far as what's going on, as opposed to just seeing maps on puzzles on maps on puzzles. But I think it's getting close to the end. I know this looks pretty interesting, since this wasn't supposed to be an incredibly long game, but anyway, hope to see you in that next video.